Now here's a little story about a photographer that I used to know in my press days, and he'd been tasked with going to photograph a football match in midwinter, polar bears roaming around the halfway line. No, but it was cold, and he thought what a good idea it would be to go and warm himself up on the way to the match, as all good press photographers do, pop in the pub. So he popped into... Now, this isn't the story, actually, about the same photographer who went into the pub to have a drink with his friend's pet giraffe. And he walked in and ordered a couple of drinks. Well, you know what giraffes are like. They just can't hold their beer. 2 pints in, and the giraffe is slumped in a heap next to the bar. Anyway, he looked at his watch and thought, my goodness, it's nearly kick-off. I've got to go. And the barman said, hey, that line there all day, is it? And he said, look, I've got to go to the football match. And anyway, that's not a line, it's a giraffe. But no, it's not that story. This is the story about the photographer who had a couple of pints to warm himself up on the way to the match. Freezing cold, raining, almost sleet, snow, gets to the football match, sits on the touchline to photograph the match, and it starts raining and sleeting, and he's got this cape that he puts around him with a hood, and he sits on his box on the touchline, and as you do, and puts this cape around him so he's protected from the elements. Well, it wasn't long into the first half where he suddenly realised his mistake, having that couple of pints on the way, because ting-a-ling-a-ling, the call of nature. Well, what's he to do? I'll have to hang on till half time, he thinks to himself. Well, another 15 minutes goes by, and it's clear now that there's no way that he's going to make the half-time whistle. What's he to do? Well, all of a sudden he thinks to himself, well, as you would, I'm in a cape. Nobody can see me. You know, there's 20,000 people in this stadium, but none of them can see inside this cape. It's absolutely obvious what the solution is, isn't it? I know what you're thinking. Well, no, he decides to have a little tinkle on the grass inside the cape. No one will know. So he puts his hands inside the cape, and he does the deed and thinks, oh, that's absolutely fantastic, I got away with that. When suddenly, from behind, 10,000 fans all start chanting in unison, we know what you're doing, we know what you're doing. And he looks around to find steam rising around his neck and coming up. It was absolutely obvious what he'd been up to. I think that's why they call it a TB.